Hey guys, welcome to a brand spankingly new deep playthrough on the channel. This time Gran Turismo 3. It's eerily quiet before the start. But let's watch the intro and then we will dive right into it. The game is actually running, I think, at 10 times internal resolution. So it really, I hope it will be super sampled, so to say, or downscaled from a higher resolution. So you really have no jaggies in game. But these FMVs, these, I think it's called full motion video, they are still at the original resolution. So these are a little bit lower resolution. But yeah, it's basically only the introductory video. Epic, epic. Pretty epic. Also really find the ending always pretty funny. That high tone, or not always. I've only saw it once or twice during testing because actually I had to. Let's already go here. I had to spend the whole Saturday getting the exact settings right in the emulator. This is on the PCSX2 PlayStation 2 emulator, playing it on the PC with a 390 RTX card and a 10900K CPU with 32 gigabytes of RAM. I think I settled on the optimal settings after really a lot of reading and finding patches, etc. We will be playing it internally on a higher resolution. I think it is 10 times the original PlayStation 2 resolution, but then it is outputted at 4K 60 frames per second. This is the PAL version of the game, so the European/Australian version, which normally runs at, I think, at least 50 Hertz, and I think also 50 FPS. Yeah, I think if your screen rate is not refreshing more than 50 Hertz, then there's also no use in using more than 50 FPS, but I'm not 100% sure there. Anyways, we will be playing at 4K 60. What else? It's widescreen. There is a little patch that adjusts the units for the car specs. Normally it has like bhp and then some kilograms per pound unit for the torque of cars, which I find Newton meters much more intuitive. So now it will not be bhp but HP, which is basically the same, but it will be HP and then Newton meters instead of that weird default units. For the rest, what took me most of the day yesterday was getting force feedback to work on a modern wheel. I have the Logitech G Pro, and if I put it in the G923 compatibility modes and I select in the emulator the emulated wheel being the Driving Force Pro, so not the Driving Force, not the Driving Force Pro, then in the end I got it to work. But initially it didn't work, and also, by the way, the output setting is SDL, so it's not X input or D input, you have to put SDL as the yeah, I don't know how you call it, communication language, or the input or output code. It's called SDL. I'm really like a newbie, so I have really no idea what exactly the differences are. But anyways, that got it to work. But for me, it initially it didn't work. So I went on a whole trial and error journey, which really took like 8 hours or something. And in the end, it suddenly started working. I still don't know what it actually was, but really happy because that makes a world of difference. And it's actually quite forceful force feedback as well. So 4K 60 forced feedback on the Logitech G Pro in the compatibility mode of the G923. I may have to adjust my voiceover volume still, but I really got fed up with tweaking the game just to get it all totally right. So I just booted it up, started the recording, and here we are. I may have to, I will listen to the volume levels after this recording and then adjust for if needed, for the second episode. Why I'm booting this one up is I saw a YouTube movie or a video on this game, and then it really, the nostalgia hit back. And it's also, by the way, 25 years old now, to be exact. I think it was released in April 2001. So next month, or maybe even less than a month from now, it will be the official 25th year anniversary of the game's release. And honestly, from the playtesting that I did, I think this is by far my favorite. The career mode is much more focused. You don't have like an abundance of money immediately. You don't have like all supercars right from the start. You really have to work your way through it. And also the graphics, I find it, from what I saw now, even better looking than Gran Turismo 4, and honestly the grittiness, the art design, to me it looks better than Gran Turismo 7 even. Gran Turismo 7 looks way more boring. It is just more artificial. Yes, it is higher resolution, yes there's more detail, but it doesn't have that gritty realism vibe. And also the vibe in this game is just, yeah, it's so much better. It is trimmed down. Gran Turismo 4 has more events, has more tracks, more cars, but also probably a lot of duplicate cars, so it's a little bit artificially high car count there as well. Like they have like 10 or 20 Nissan Skylines, which basically are the same car, despite like a different spoiler or something. So yes, this game has lower numbers. Also here in the menu, it has less icons. but it is much more focused. It really does what you want it to do. So I may be wrong. I will see after. Of course, I didn't start the campaign yet, so maybe I will change my mind. But for my initial impressions, still this is where Gran Turismo really peaked. Afterwards, Polyphony Digital, Kazunori Yamaguchi, I always mispronounce his name, but they went full focus on one higher resolution, which is fine, because I do think that Gran Turismo 5 may also be my favorite. I'm still not sure. I started to play through that one. I still have to finish it. But anyways, after Gran Turismo 5, it all went downhill from there. The vibe is just gone. It's not only diminished, it's totally gone. The original vibe where you drive in regular consumer cars on cool original circuits or city circuits, it's gone. It's only like GT cars, it's only focused on online racing, and the tracks are way boring. They are super wide. I don't know what it is, but in Gran Turismo 7 the tracks feel just about as wide as they are long. So there is also a less sense of speed, sense of danger, and on the driving physics from the little playtesting that I did, I find it better than Gran Turismo 4 at least. Gran Turismo 4 was way more understeery, and this game, it is maybe less bells and whistles in the driving physics model, but it just feels right. So maybe they should not have changed a winning horse. It just didn't need changing. Anyways, a longer intro ramble than expected, as usual. What are we going to do? We need to buy a car. But let's first, before we do that, let's do some license tests. Alright, we are starting with domestic B. Here we go. Measure the time it takes starting from a still position to stopping in the area past the 1000 meter finish. Look out for the 100 meter distance markers and find the right point to begin braking so you can stop that within the finish area. That's also one thing that this game I think does way better. Difficulty level. I think this game is even harder than the gold ones in Gran Turismo 4 and way harder than 5, 6, Sport and 7, which are really an insult to gamers, I would say. Everything is dumbed down, made foolproof. Also in Gran Turismo 7 you have that annoying commentary of those avatars, those real life persons that pop up. It is all about the social connection, etc. But a lot of people, like myself, they play games to get away from people, to have escapism. There are enough people in real life, so another example of why I find everything downgrading. Same with these live service games, not racing games, but in general. Everything online connected, it is all just retarded and dumbed down. That in combination with dumbing down everything, no challenge whatsoever, makes these games from late 90s, 2000s so much better in my view than modern 2026 games or any game from the last 15 years, or like 90%. Of course there are some exceptions, but in general games from the 90s and 2000s were way better put together than anything or the 90% of what came out in the past 15 years. Anywho, so these getting gold, because that's also my aim, winning every race, getting gold in every test, will be much harder than in modern Gran Turismo games. But that being said, the payoff, the sense of accomplishment, will also be, how do you say that? Just as big, so to say. So relatively, or pro rata, just the harder it gets, the bigger the payoff, the sense of accomplishment is as well. So I really like that, because a lot of license tests in modern Gran Turismos, it really feels like just a chore. Yeah, okay, I will hit the gas pedal. Oh, I have a gold medal. Go to the next one. Oh, gold. Oh, the next one, gold. Only like a couple, maybe a few license tests in Gran Turismo 7 took really some effort, but no comparison to some of them in Gran Turismo 4, like also the Nürburgring one, the last license test, I think, or it's a special event, I don't even remember, but also the special events there, they were so much more brutal, so to say. But then if you do get them, you are really cheering, like, yes, I did that. The game didn't do it for me, I did that myself. Anywho, we will be doing aiming for, no, not aiming for, we are going to get everything gold. If I don't get gold, I will simply not continue with the game until I get gold into a certain test or license test. This is the first one we need to break within the finish area. So here we go. So, very long story short, this game just has the vibe. You see now the resolution in the preview image, it's amazing. So no jaggies whatsoever. Also, I did a patch that replaces the interlaced image of the PlayStation 2 Gran Turismo 3 with a progressive scan image, meaning it are not alternating images with only displaying half of the screen, but it's just a full screen image every frame per second, which makes it much more detailed and then less blurry, I think. We also have a demo. Do we really need the demo? There's no tips, right? No, it is just a demo. There's only one really weird glitch in the PCSX, and that are the wheels of cars in the replays, like so. Yeah, they just wobble around, wobble about, which is actually quite annoying, but yeah, it is what it is. Because it is quite visible. I don't understand why. It also happened in older versions of PCSX, I checked. It really looks quite terrible, but for the rest, the graphics are really amazing. Alright, why is it stopping over there when the finish area is over here? Or maybe there's also a finish area over there. I have no idea. 35.1 is the target. Here we go. I also put off all the driving aids, so that's why I'm spinning. Where do we need to stop? Here? Ah, no. That was just the 400 meter mark. It looked like the finish area. Alright, I think my acceleration will be a very big factor here. Or maybe I put the assist off in the settings, but I think that you also have to put them off per car. So it could be that it's still active. So why did that demo not go all the way to here? That demo, the car stopped at the 400 meter marker, right? What the hell was up with that? Yeah, you see my acceleration is from the starting line is way worse. And now it seems to be going well, or I just mistaken. No, why is it stopping there? Fuck me, that could be the 60 FPS patch. Because I'm running the game at 60 FPS, but then the game logic is maybe also tied to the frame rate. So maybe if the game runs faster, now the clock should have been adjusted in that patch, but if it runs faster, then for the game engine the time maybe already runs out while that car is still, no, it makes no sense, still at the 700 meter marker or something. Alright, I have to check that, whether that is related to the patch, but let's do that after the episodes. Let's just try and get it. Alright, fuck me, wrong button. I did handbrake instead of looking behind. I wanted to say we are quite far ahead, but then I pressed the handbrake, which is not the smartest thing to do. God damn it. Alright, it's that little... Alright, it would be nice if we can also disable the ghost. Here, this is where I press the handbrake, I think. Time expired? Holy shit, this is hard. We didn't even get a bronze one. Man, I cannot imagine that I'm playing Gran Turismo 3 in 4K 60. It's pretty amazing. Alright, I'm gonna brake a little bit earlier. .35.6, and we need to get half a second off. God damn it. That is crazy. This is the first test. I am going to disable the ghost. It's just annoying. Here, so maybe this anti-spin mechanism and traction control system is indeed, I think you have to disable it if you buy a new car from the dealer, but it could very well be this general settings have an effect on the license test cars. Automatic ghost update. Here we go. No more kidding around. Let's do this. What the hell? Still see a ghost. And I see a very blocky interior. think I'm gonna brake a little bit earlier still. Yeah, that's exactly the same. Alright, so I think it's all about the starts. And what I'm now really... Do you wish to update ghost data? Ah, so the ghost is, I think... oh, fuck my life. The ghost is actually, I think, mandatory, or you cannot be disabled. Only thing that you can do is update it, and of course we want to update it to the fastest one. Man, this really is quite tricky. Okay, here we go. That one was pretty good. Alright, so we are almost there. Nice. So it is just, regardless of the wheel spin, it is fastest just to pedal to the metal at the start. Alright, here we go. Fuck my life. A little bit too early. Ah, gold. Nice. What I don't understand is why there is no fun little jingle music here. Is that just... I was not expecting that. I thought we were not with 4 wheels in the area, but we were. So what did we do? 35.1. 34.9. Nice. Alright, B2. This is the same test as B1, but the car is more powerful and heavier and vehicle speed is higher. So an earlier starting point for braking is needed. Refer to the 100 meter distance markers and search for the appropriate points to start braking. Viper GTS 25.2. Starting, accelerating and stopping. Here we go. Man, these tests are so much fun, I find. I can imagine that people find it boring, but I find it extremely fun. Alright, yes, we are a lot quicker. I have no idea where to stop. Let's do the 900 words. Right, that's 25.9 and we need 7 points of it. So we need a little bit before, or quite a lot before the sign. Alright, we are accelerating faster than before. And here we go. 25.6. We need 4/10.
Putting the car a little bit more the revs in the reds compared to before.
I was just before the numbers on the roads is where I braked 900 and then I think it was 900 on the roads.
Right, we're slightly quicker than before.
Yeah, and I'm braking too late. Fuck my life. Ah, that's maybe it. No, maybe I don't hear anything because I put the music off. Let's check it out. Because I don't like music while driving, but maybe that is also tied to the music of the price music. So we do race background, replay background. I think it will be this one then, right? Let's just put them all on. Here we go. Alright, so I really need to shift no later than 5,500. And more revs. Alright, so for license tests you do want the music on because it are those cool tunes. It's not like annoying rock music or anything.
Alright, so we need a little bit before the numbers, so that would be over here.
Yes, this is the music I'm talking about. That is for sure the music I was talking about. Ah, so that is maybe also why I didn't have it in Gran Turismo 4. I was like, why is it so silent? And maybe I didn't thought of to turn on the racing music for the license test. Because the game considers a license test the same as a race, apparently. Because these tunes are really what makes it amazing.
That is like the vibe of Gran Turismo, those fun tunes.
Nice! This is what I mean. That is what I mean. Alright, this is a test to clear a left-hand corner after a long straight. Get around the corner by reducing speed sufficiently and braking early. If speed is too high, the direction of the car will not change, causing it to fly off the outside of the corner. Don't bother too much at the entrance to the corner, but accelerate quickly at the exit. When you come out of the corner, use the course fully on the outside. Alright, where is this? We are in a Fiat. Front cars. Front drive, front engine. Front engine, front drive. Alright, which track is this? It looks to me like Suzuka. Let me quickly... No, this is not... This is Trial Mountain, I think. Here we go. Man, that's a pretty distracting blue line. I wish I could disable it. That's the only thing that modern games do better. There's a little bit more customizability, at least in the Gran Turismo series. You can disable all that stuff. Here we go. No, this is not Trial Mountain, I think. This is the other one. Nice! Basics of cornering 2. Front engine rear wheel drive cars. This test is the same as B3, but the car is a high powered rear wheel drive, so there's a risk of losing grip and spinning out if the timing of acceleration within the corner is too early. While cornering, control the acceleration frequently and search for the correct timing for fully opening the throttle. Refer to the demonstration drive. Honda S2000. What do we have here? Loads. We can load ghost data. Logger. We need more than a second faster. Alright, what does the logger do? This is Deep Forest. Honda S2000, horsepower 243. I'm still not sure what brake horse. I think brake horsepower is supposed to be a bit higher because it doesn't take into account friction of the wheels to the road or something. It's all very confusing, all the different horsepower units. Like you also have PS now, that's German for horsepower, which is again different. It's all wheel horsepower. I would always go with wheel horsepower. Anywho, because that accounts for all the efficiency losses of the drivetrain, which is huge, of course, of all the accessory components like the water pump. What else do you have? The generator or the dynamo. I don't know what the English word, alternator. And that will be a lower figure, but of course much more relevant for real life. Session best replay, we have a graph. Here, there's already quite some data in these older games as well. We have the sectors, current speed. Alright, I have no idea what I'm looking at. This shows the sector and then the speed, etc. Total time, track sector 3 seconds, sector average. Track B, track A, track B. So this car gets up to 100 kilometers an hour by 100 meters. Here we go. Alright, we have way better acceleration. It's all about acceleration. But we did the corner worse than before. I find these ghosts a little bit distracting, honestly. Alright, we have way better cornering now. But we still need 300s. Alright, ghosts are quite handy, so you know when you can restart if you're not making it anyways. God damn it. Right, oh fuck me, I always forget to rev the engine. Fuck my life. This one is pretty tricky. Alright, I let it bounce off the limiter. That cannot be good. God damn it. Fuck my life, man. It's all about braking before the corner, indeed. Jesus Christ! Crazy. Oh my God. God damn it. God damn it, was a slight improvement. Alright, my trick is to get on the curb while braking. Because I think on the curbs you have like better braking power, although it should not be the case. I do think that's how it works. Alright, how did it, that car went so much better. Right, that was a really good acceleration in that defense. Ridiculous. Fuck my life, man. Here, a slight shifting mistake makes a difference. Oh, is this it? This is it. Nice. In the pocket. In the pockets. After starting from a still position, there are three. Oh man, I hope there are not a lot of those slalom cone tests here. They were so annoying in GT4. I do remember, I think also one in a Porsche in GT3. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm already anxious about the level of frustration that I have to get through to get that to gold. Alright, we will be driving in a Civic Type R, and I'm just looking. This is still Trial Mountain, right? Trying, no, this is I always forget the names of those original circuits. This is not Trial Mountain. This is the one that we... No, this is also not the one that we were just on. So we are driving in that direction. So it's a right-hander. I have no idea which track this is. Anyways, after starting from a still position, there are 3 continuous corners. Left, right, left. Getting out of the final left-hander by skillful use of acceleration rather than trying hard in the first 2 corners is essential for gaining time. Find the line that will give you the best exit out of the final corner. Try to gain acceleration in the long straight afterwards. Right, but then what was this one called? God damn it! Why is it so hard to get the track name? Is that... No, this is not Forest Raceway. Deep Forest. Right, it is that one. Oh, let's see, by the way, if this demo does finish its run. Or also stops early. Yeah, so there for sure is something wrong with the, I think 60 FPS patch. God damn it. I kinda liked the 60 FPS patch. Let's see if they are all glitched. Yes, they're all glitched. So then maybe also my time was, I do think that the clock was correct. It was not sped up or anything. Yeah, it's not a little... I cannot imagine that has to do with that patch, but maybe it does. 60 FPS patch. So I will be looking into that now actually. So I wanted to do the whole B license test, at least in this episode. But I also want to do them with the actual originally intended time targets. And now with that... maybe it has nothing to do with the 60 FPS patch. So if I remove it and it is still, the game is crapping out with these demos, then I will maybe re-enable it. But otherwise I will revert back to 50, to the default 50 Hz, 50 FPS. because yeah, this doesn't really look to be totally how it should. A lot of rambling, not that much done, but at least half of International B. We will continue in the next episode, guys. Hope to see you there. For the meantime, do not forget, always do keep on gaming. Later.